Now, let's focus on another race that's coming up in the next few days, and that is the London Marathon. Now, we're going to hear from a gentleman. This is a very important gentleman. Elias, I'm sure you know him very well. His name is Douglas Wakihuri. Now, this is the man who won Kenya's first title at the London Marathon. That was in 1989. He, by and large, would say he's the one who cleared the way for the current crop of athletes. Remember, Eliud Kipchoge won it 4 times. So let's hear what he has to say in terms of the athletes who are preparing right now to compete and represent the country in Sunday's race.
If you're running a marathon, basically you just have to sit in for a good 4 years or 3.5 years, do your normal training, persevere, learn here, get your body to become stronger. The first preparation is to be in a good fitness standard. And that means you are able to run a 62 or 63 marathon, half marathon. Person who you really require is a physiotherapist. You have to be with him getting twice physiotherapy per day. What you do every day is what must be that day of competition. There's nothing new. Don't bring in new tricks the last day of the race. So you have to have one chosen ingredient that you will get anywhere in the world. For me, I chose rice. The body works well when you have less concentrated stuff in your system. And all these shoes must be put like in pairs, so you have like 8 pairs, so that you keep on changing as you move. So because what is important is that you must make sure you have a competition shoe that you have run into. You can't use a brand new shoe.
Well, very important information there being shared by Douglas Wakihuri, the pioneer winner of the London Marathon. 2 things that I picked out from what he said, Elias and Cosmas. Cosmas, I'll start with you. Yes. Once again, he spoke about the shoe. He said that you should not use the shoe, a new shoe. Why?
A new shoe is not recommended to use in a race because
yes,
once you are wearing the new shoes, you don't know how it will react with your leg. Maybe it can
give you
blisters on your legs. Maybe even the socks, not even the shoes alone.
Okay.
Even the socks you are wearing, you should not wear a new
It
socks.
should be the same ones that you wear.
Yes,
okay.
You should have.
But it
even
should be
if yeah, even if not the socks you have been used in a training.
Yeah.
At least you should have done it with, like, let's say like 2 sessions of speed work and maybe a long run.
Okay.
To combat with your leg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elias' diet, he spoke about what you eat. He said rice. For him, it was rice. He didn't want to try and mix and match. You've gone to the hotel, you're staying in a 5-star hotel, you decide you're going to try something you've not tried before.
Yeah, exactly. And it's very tempting when you go to these big marathons if you are not focused, because you'll find there's a buffet there. Nobody will stop you from getting what you want. But as an athlete, maybe Cosmas can tell us about the pre-race before you race. I mean, the week before, the night before, there's a lot of pasta, carbohydrate. What do you focus on before a race in terms of nutrition?
According to me, what I used to take a night before a marathon is something light, but I eat a lot.
Okay.
Yes, for the energy. You see, marathon is not 100 meters sprint. It needs a lot of energy. So, and another case, while racing, you should not take proteins.
Okay.
For 8 hours, let's say like meat.
Okay.
You should not take meat.
So, like for example,
8 hours.
Yesterday or Sunday, they shouldn't have taken meat on maybe Friday or Thursday.
Or Thursday. Yeah.
So, like for you, when you won Vienna,
the
night before,
what
did you eat? Or rather in the morning, night before and in the morning?
I ate rice.
You ate rice?
Yes.
Just rice alone with nothing?
Rice and some greens.
And some greens?
Yes.
Okay, and how many hours before the race? What did you eat before, and what's the window?
Okay, before the race in that morning, we took our breakfast at like around 4 p.m.
4 p.m.
4 a.m.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No
4 a.m. in the morning. When the race was to start around 7:15 a.m. Berlin time.
Okay.
Yes. We took our breakfast just normally, because a bread and a cup of tea.
That's it.
Yes. And maybe if you want to, there was some bananas over there.
Okay.
You could see some guys taking bananas. Yes.
But after the race, you really ate.
Yes, after the race, you eat for recovery.
For recovery.
Yes.
Tutapiga nyama choma before.
Yes, after the race.
After
Not
the race.
before.
Not before. Yes, don't confuse your body.
Right, as we count down to the London Marathon, let's remind ourselves in terms of how important this particular race is to Kenyans. We've competed numerous times, and Kenyans have won it 23 times. That means in the history of the London Marathon, it was founded in 1981. Kenyans have won it about 23 times, 13 times, 10 times for women, and 13 times for the men. But now let's focus on the people who are going to represent Kenya in this year's race, and this is Amos Kipruto. He will be the sole athlete representing Kenya at the 2022 London Marathon. Born in September 1992, so he celebrated his birthday about 10 days ago. He won bronze at the 2019 World Championships in Doha, and at the Olympic Games in Tokyo in 2021, he finished second, clocking 2 hours, 3 minutes and 13 seconds to bag the silver. So he'll be representing Kenya at the 2022 London Marathon. Now, the gentleman who is right here, he's not competing, but just let's remind ourselves of how he's been performing. We've talked about what he's been able to achieve in his career. Vienna City Marathon, he told us that before the race, he had a cup of tea and some bread, and in the evening he had some rice and some vegetables. He's also competed at the Blackmore Sydney Marathon. Berlin Marathon, as we mentioned, he competed in last year, but he's not competing in this year's London Marathon. But this is just a background of who he is. So we're moving on to another one, and we focus on the women's race. Kenya will be represented by different athletes. Remember, I mentioned at the beginning of this broadcast, unfortunately, Chapkos Gay, remember, she is the women's world record holder. Unfortunately, she will not be taking part in this year's race, but she will be there. And this is Mary Ngoge, born in 17th of December 1988. She's a World Half Marathon Championship athlete. Of course, Elias, is very important for an athlete when they're progressing into the marathon race to do it progressively. What I found fascinating for the women's winner in the Berlin Marathon, she had done 800 meters, then she disappeared for 2020, 2021. I think she did the Ras Al Khaimah earlier in the year. Then she was in Berlin winning.
Yeah, it's good to build progressively,
Yes.
you know, from the track onto the, road.
Yeah.
Like Helen Obiri, what she's done from 5,000 meters, she's run 10,000, she did 10K road races, and in November she'll be making a debut in the New York Marathon.
Right.
So you progress slowly.
Okay.
Shifting is not easy.
Shifting is not easy.
not easy.
Very, very, very true.
Yes.
She's won bronze. She's won gold in the Copenhagen. So by and large, she's a half marathon specialist. So let's see how she performs in the full marathons. That is double the distance. Let's focus on another athlete, and that is the defending champion, Joycelyn Chapkos Gay. She was born on the 8th of December, 1993. She's the athlete who won last year. So a lot of focus will be on Joycelyn Chapkos Gay when she competes on Sunday. Remember, she clocked 2:17:43 at the 2021 London Marathon. In 2019, she competed at the New York City Marathon and she won it. And she's also won a half marathon title in Valencia in 2018. And she's also a 10,000 meter star. Of course, you've mentioned that it's important to have that progression from 5,000 meters to 10,000 meters. That is Joycelyn Chapkos Gay. Disappointing, Elias, that unfortunately you'll not be having Bridget Kosgei.
Yeah, it's had a hamstring injury problems were a bit, they didn't quite, get over. And she said she didn't want to risk injuring herself.
Yeah.
She pulled out so that she can get into 2023 stronger. She has been replaced by Judith Coril. Judith was a silver medalist in Eugene at the World Championships.
Yeah.
And she's a fine athlete. She's a 2:18 runner. Initially, she had been entered in London as a pacemaker, to pace Joycelyn and others.
Yeah.
But the organizers, the race director, Hugh Brasher, decided to, tell her to go the full distance. And I can tell you, she'll do something.
Yes.
She'll do something.
People
sure.
like these Cosmas, once you're
Yes.
given an opportunity,
I'm sure.
see, unajiprove.
Yes.